Carol Vorderman isn't making a statement on purpose, and that's exactly why it's landing so strongly. There's no manifesto, no dramatic reveal, no carefully staged attempt to shock. Instead, there's simply a woman showing up as herself, fully and comfortably at a stage of life where society often expects women to soften, retreat, or become invisible. Carol has chosen none of those options. What people are responding to isn't spectacle, it's certainty. At 63, she carries herself with the assurance of someone who knows exactly where she stands. Her confidence doesn't ask to be admired, it assumes its place naturally. There's a steadiness to her presence that feels grounded rather than performative, shaped by years of experience rather than fleeting validation. It's the kind of confidence that speaks before words do, communicated through posture, expression, and ease. This isn't about proving anything, it's about no longer needing to. Her style reflects that same mindset. Carol's clothing choices feel purposeful, but never strategic. They're not designed to disguise age or conform to outdated expectations of appropriate dressing. Instead, they mirror her lifestyle, active, strong, and unapologetically present. Form-fitting outfits aren't worn to impress. They're worn because they make sense for someone who moves, trains, and lives fully in her body. The message is subtle but clear. Comfort and confidence are not opposites. They work best together. Much of the public conversation surrounding her recent photos has focused on size, a familiar fixation that reveals more about cultural habits than personal reality. Carol herself sidesteps that narrative entirely. She doesn't define herself through measurements or labels. Her body tells a story of consistency, discipline, and care, not restriction or obsession. Strength in her case isn't aesthetic. It's functional. It shows up in how she moves, how she carries energy, how she engages with the world. That reframing feels freeing to many who are exhausted by numbers dictating self-worth. What truly distinguishes Carol's presence is her relationship with aging. She isn't fighting time, competing with youth, or attempting to rebrand herself into something unrecognizable. Instead, she allows age to add dimension rather than subtract value. Her visibility challenges the unspoken rule that women should gradually reduce their presence as years pass. Carol does the opposite. She expands into herself. Each appearance feels less like performance and more like arrival. In a digital landscape dominated by filters, editing, and relentless curation, her authenticity stands out quietly but powerfully. There's no illusion being sold, no perfection being manufactured. What people see feels real, movement, texture, strength, and individuality included. That honesty builds connection. It invites viewers to relax rather than compare, to recognize themselves rather than measure up. In a space often driven by aspiration, Carol offers something rarer: permission. Her energy is perhaps the most compelling element of all. Confidence radiates from alignment, and Carol appears deeply aligned with her body, her values, and her pace of life. That alignment transforms ordinary moments into something magnetic. It's not about posing, it's about inhabiting space comfortably. People respond to that instinctively because energy can't be edited or faked. It's felt. Without preaching or positioning herself as a spokesperson, Carol also challenges long-standing beauty standards. She doesn't reject them loudly, she simply lives beyond them. By existing openly, strong, visible, and content, she expands the definition of what confidence and attractiveness can look like. Her example doesn't demand rebellion. It offers an alternative. Perhaps the most lasting impression she leaves is this: confidence is not a personality trait reserved for the fortunate. It's a skill, built gradually through experience, self-trust, and the decision to stop shrinking. Carol embodies that lesson without explanation. She doesn't instruct, she demonstrates. In doing so, she becomes something quietly powerful, a reminder that presence matters more than perfection, that growth doesn't end with age, and that taking up space doesn't require permission. Carol Vorderman isn't redefining confidence, she's simply living it, and sometimes that's enough to change the conversation entirely.